Please believe all those who are refugees and refugees. Mayang Pante, Visaranena Saha, Atanga Samanagata, Uposatha Sila, Dhamma Yajama, Anugraha Katwa, Silang Deha, Me Bhante, Dutiyambi, Mayang Bhante, Visaranena Saha, Atanga Samanagata, Uposatha Silang, Dhamma Yajama, Anugraha Katwa, Silang Deha, Me Bhante, Tatiyambi, Mayang Bhante, Visaranena Saha, Atanga Samanagata, Uposatha Silang, Dhamma Yajama, Anugraha Katwa, Silang Deha, Me Bhante,
Yamang vadami tam vadita. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Di saranagamanang paripurnang
Amamante.
Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Panahipatam Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Adinādana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Adinādana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Surameraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Surameraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Nacha Ita Vadita Visukadasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanathana
Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Uccasayana
Uccasayana
Mahasayana
Mahasayana
Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Tisaranena sahadhanga samanagatam uposata silang dhammang sadhakam surakhitam katva appamadina sampaditha.
Amabhante.
Jivate, now is time for Dhamma. With compassion, believe we urge a Dhamma sharing for tonight.
Today is the 3rd of January 2026. Yesterday I spoke about the second level of effort, that is uplifting or boosting our effort, especially I mentioned how to deal with pain or unpleasant sensation. Then I talked about the patience, the characteristic, the function, and the manifestation of the patience. In of the talk, I spoke about the importance of the patience, so I will continue on it. Patience is not only essential During meditation, it is equally important in everyday life. It is one of the fundamental qualities needed for peaceful and happy life, whether in relationship, work, or facing challenges. Patience allows us to respond wisely rather than react impulsively. Impatience is the root cause of conflict or fighting between two people or two groups. When the second person cannot accept what the first person said or how they behaved, a reaction or retaliation arises out of anger. In response, the second person speaks or behaves bodily, which again cannot be accepted by the first person. As a result, they begin to insult and abuse each other, and this leads to conflict or even a fight. When you lack patience, not only living beings, but even non-living things can become cause of anger. For example, when the wind blows, if you don't accept it, you may get irritated and say, "Oh, why is it blowing now?" When it rains, you might complain, "Oh, why is it raining?" You may get angry at your meditation cushion, asking, "Oh, why does it feel so hard or so soft today?" Even though it is the same cushion you always use. You might become annoyed with the sound of a clock ticking. "Oh, why is this clock ticking so loudly today?" Or you may even get frustrated with time itself. "Why is time moving so slowly today?" This shows how a mind without patience becomes sensitive and reactive to everything, turning ordinary situation into source of sufferings. The mind becomes highly reactive, especially when you face the ups and downs of worldly life. There are 8 worldly conditions we call in Pali Attha Loka Dhamma, that every human being must face. These are gain and loss, fame and disrepute, praise and blame, pleasure and pain. These are conditions. These conditions are part of life, and without patience, a mind easily becomes disturbed by them. Regarding this, I would like to mention a discourse. The name of the discourse is Punyovada discourse, Punyovada Sutta. At one time, the Buddha was staying near Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anathapindika's monastery. Then in the late afternoon, Venerable Punna came out of retreat or solitude place and went to the Buddha. He bowed, sat down to one side and said to the Buddha, "Sir, may the Buddha please teach me Dhamma in brief. When I have heard it, I will live alone, withdrawn. I will live alone and withdrawn, practicing the Dhamma said by the Venerable Punna." Buddha said, "Well then, Punna, listen and apply your mind well. I will speak." "Yes, sir," replied Punna. And the Buddha taught him the Dhamma in brief. So there is a short discourse. Today I am not going to talk about that discourse, so I skip that. After brief Dhamma talk, the Buddha asks Venerable Punna, "What country will you live in?" He replied, "Sir, there is a country named Sunaparanta." I repeat, Sunaparanta. "I shall live there." The Buddha said, "The people of Sunaparanta are wild and rough, Punna. If they abuse and insult you, what will you think of them?" Venerable Punna replied, "If they abuse and insult me, I will think the people of Sunaparanta are gracious, truly gracious, since they don't hit me with their fists. That's what I will think, blessed one. That's what I will think, holy one." Then the Buddha said, "But if they do hit you with their fists, what will you think of them then?" Venerable Punna replied, "If they hit me with their fists, I will think these people of Sunaparanta are gracious, truly gracious, since they don't throw stones at me. That's what I will think, blessed one. That's what I will think, holy one." Meditators will go to Sunaparanta.
Thiền sinh của chúng ta
Would like to go to Sunaparanta?
có muốn đến xứ Sunaparanta hay không ạ?
Okay. Then again, Blessed One said, but if they do hit you with their fists, what will you think of them then? He replied, if they hit me with their fists, I will think these people of Sunaparanta are gracious, truly gracious, since they don't throw stones at me. That's what I will think, blessed one. That's what I will think, holy one. Again, Buddha asks, if they do throw stones at you, what will you think of them then? Venerable Buddha replied, if they do throw stones at me, I will think these people of Sunaparanta are gracious, truly gracious, since they don't beat me with a club. That is what I will think blissful. Then again, Buddha asks, but if they do beat you with a club, what will you think of them then? Venerable Buddha replied, if they do beat me with a club, I will think these people of Sunaparanta are gracious, truly gracious, since they don't stab me with a knife. That is what I will think blessed one, that is what I will think holy one. Again, the blessed one asks, but if they do stab you with a knife, what will you think of them? Then Venerable Buddha replied, if they stab me with a knife, I will think these people of Sunaparanta are gracious, truly gracious, since they don't take my life with a sharp knife. But if they do, blessed one asks, but if they do take your life with a sharp knife, what will you think of them? Venerable Buddha replied, I will think these people the people of Sunaparanta are really gracious, truly gracious, because there are disciples of the Buddha who looked for a suicide weapon because they were horrified. They were horrified and disgusted with the body and with life. And I have found this without looking. Then Buddha said, Sadhu, 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 Buddha. Having such a self-control and peacefulness, you will be quite capable of living in Sunaparanta. Now, Buddha, go at your convenience. From the perspective of ordinary people, such a response might seem unjust, unfair, or even a sign of weakness. This is because most people believe that if someone strikes you once, you should strike back twice. That is what they consider true victory. But from the perspective of the Dhamma, true victory lies in patience and non-retaliation. It is the victory over one's inner enemies, anger, pride, and delusion, not over external opponents. From this Punnavada discourse, we can learn another important lesson, the value of positive thinking, or more precisely, wise thinking, is about cultivating a positive attitude in any situation. In any situation, to protect the mind from falling into negativity or unwholesome states. According to this discourse, we see that even under harsh and challenging conditions, it is possible to generate a wholesome and positive mindset to purify, to prevent the arising of anger, aversion, or despair, let alone when conditions are favorable. This kind of wise reflection is powerful for maintaining inner peace. Patience and positive attitude are mental strengths required to make both Dhamma practice and lay life happy. This is what we are discussing under the second effort, that is uplifting effort or boosting up effort. Now, the third effort is culminating effort. Culminating effort is the level of effort through which a goal is fully achieved. It is the effort that does not stop midway. Instead, it continues totally, steadily, and decisively until the intended goal is reached. This effort is marked by strong determination, persistence, perseverance, and commitment. Through uplifting effort, obstacles and hindrances are overcome, but the goal has not yet been reached. There are still many levels or stages to go through. That's why culminating effort ensures that one proceeds through all these stages firmly and steadfastly. It remains focused and unwavering, ensuring that the task or the practice is brought to completion rather than abandoned halfway. In this way, there are three levels of viriya, effort, and this is about viriya. It is like heat that can dry up or burn away the moisture of defilements, just as the warmth provided by a mother hen dries the moisture in her eggs. That is why the Buddha used the word atapa. Atapa for effort in Satipatthana Sutta. Atapa refers to the mental quality that can dry up or burn out defilements. When no effort, mind will be dominated by the nearest, most subtle and most dangerous inner enemy, that is laziness. Effort is the engine that drives the entire spiritual journey. For one, it is the fuel that powers mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. Now let's move on to another point. As accurate aiming or initial application is repeated again and again together with the presence of ardent effort, the mind begins to establish itself closely, firmly, and stably. It not only becomes well established, but also starts to penetrate or plunge deeply into the meditative object. This is the development of mindfulness, sati. When sati develops, the mind does not wobble or skim over the meditative object. This non-wobbling and non-superficial quality is the defining characteristics of sati mindfulness. This means when you observe the object, the mind should not float away from the object, nor remain on the surface. The traditional simile is of a cork or a dried, hollow pumpkin placed in water. It bobs up and down, always skimming the surface, never sinking. But mindfulness is not like that. True mindfulness does not skim over the object. It sinks into it, plunges deeply, and remains steadfast and unmoving. It stays fully connected with the object, moment by moment, not drifting, not wavering. To avoid drifting and wavering and instead sink into or plunge into the object, effort is again required. Without sufficient effort, the mind will simply touch the surface. It will not truly penetrate or merge with the object. Moreover, a swift plunging is necessary. Not just plunging, but a swift plunging is necessary because physical and mental objects rise and pass away quickly, rapidly. If you delay, the object will already be gone and mindfulness will miss it.
What's the last point? I don't understand.
If you delay, the object will already be gone and mindfulness will miss it.
What is the required? I didn't miss the terms.
Okay, I will repeat. So, moreover, a swift plunging, not just plunging, but a swift plunging is necessary because physical and mental objects arise and pass away quickly, rapidly. If you delay, the object will already be gone, and mindfulness will, or the mind will miss the object. The simile is a stone gently placed on the surface of water sinks slowly, but a stone that is forcefully thrown plunges swiftly to the bottom. In the same way, to plunge into the object with precision and depth, strong and timely effort is necessary. This is how genuine mindfulness is generated, and the generation of this authentic, steadfast mindfulness is the first and the foremost priority in this meditation practice. It is the very foundation upon which concentration and all insight depend. This authentic mindfulness reminds meditators to check whether their mind is truly plunging into the object or not. When observing the rising and falling of the abdomen, is your mind sinking into the object or merely touching it? When observing secondary objects such as thinking, thoughts, or sensations, is your mindfulness penetrating the experience or just noticing it vaguely? The same applies during walking meditation and throughout daily activities. Whatever the object may be, ensure that the mindfulness is firm, steady, and deeply connected, not loose, wavering, or skimming the surface. Again, when the mind sinks into and penetrates the meditative objects, it does not go off easily. The simile is this: dry leaves or pieces of paper can be blown away even a small gust of wind. But the well-grounded pillars or large rocks cannot be moved so easily. In the same way, a mind that merely touches the surface of the object, like a dry leaf, can be easily swept away by thoughts, sounds, and emotions, but a mind that is deeply penetrated into the object, like a rock firmly rooted in the earth, will remain steady, unshaken, and resilient even when distractions arise. This is the power of well-established mindfulness. It holds the mind in place even in the midst of inner and outer turbulence. Again, when your mind is well connected with the meditative object, you do not lose it. You don't miss it and you don't forget it. This is because the function of the mindfulness is non-forgetfulness. Its role is to keep the object in mind continuously, without slipping away. In the classical teaching, this is described as the function of non-ignorance or sammoha, meaning that mindfulness prevents the mind from becoming deluded or absent. Mindfulness holds the objects clearly, consistently, and without wavering. It keeps the mind from drifting into forgetfulness. So when mindfulness is well established, the mind remains present and aware. It does not forget what it is observing, nor does it become scattered. It maintains a continuous view of the meditation object, moment by moment. The simile is this: a footballer keeps their eye on the football throughout the game. A badminton player keeps their focus on the shuttlecock. A boxer closely watches the movement of their opponent. Their attention does not drift. It stays with what matters most in the moment. In the same way, mindfulness keeps the meditation object in view. It doesn't let the mind miss or forget it. It tracks it steadily. That's why when mindfulness is absent, the meditator misses the object or forget to observe.